Welcome to Blended Healing. Today, I'm going to embark on our spiritual realm or the mystical realm, whatever you would like to call it, in me giving notice of them that has helped shape the world. Some of the beliefs are mystical or could be legends or myths or even folklore. But I'll leave that up to you. As being a part of different beings that we may or may not understand, real or unreal, it's up to you to make a decision on what you believe. Today, we're going to start episode 1. And this episode is going to be dedicated to the Fae, or the Fae, fairy, good folk, fair folk, kind ones, little people, good neighbors, often known as fairy. Those who are good and fair, will of life, the people, children of Oberon, children of Tatiana, children of Mob, the third race. They are notable beings amongst this group of beings, as Oberon, Tatiana, Mob, Puck, Vivian, and Nimue. What are the different races underneath the Fae? The Fae are fairies, dryads, elves, goblins, green men, leprechaun, nymphs, pixies, and other such species. What do they personify? They personify life. They personify nature, unity, and magic. They are the progenitors of life, which depends upon the Fae. Their leaders is Oberon, life, Tatiana, and Mob. Their allies are angels, grifters, and elementals. Who are their enemies? Creatures of the night, the demons, and some humans. So let's get into it, shall we? Just spreading a little knowledge. It's up to you to believe or not believe. Ashe.
Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowances made for fair use for purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips in the balance of the favor of fair use. Furthermore, I give credit to the original copyright owner. I don't own the rights, or no infringement is intended to the material that has.
So settle in and let me give you a story on the Fae. Get yourself relaxed, get yourself something to drink, and just chill. What are the Fae? A Fae is often mistakenly known as fairy. Fairies are a species, a part of the Fae. It's an entity that belongs to the realm of mythical beings in European folklore. They are typically characterized as ethereal, otherworldly, and supernatural spirits, and can be classified as such. The Fae are known to go by numerous names, with their primary title as fairies, that are derived after their homeland, the realm of fairyland. They are also referred to as kind ones, little people, good neighbors, and various other euphemisms. This variety in nomenclature can be attributed to both the extensive diversity within the fairy realm and the ancient superstitions surrounding their names. In folklore, the Fae were held responsible for a wide range of mischievous and harmful activities, spanning from minor acts like petty vandalism and theft to more serious offenses, including kidnapping and outright murder. They were often believed to be the cause of livestock falling ill or dying, leading travelers astray during the night or luring individuals to their doom near bodies of water, such as ponds and rivers. When provoked, fairies were even said to take lives. In different cultures and traditions, they have been attributed to various origins to fairies, describing them as spirits of the dead, alchemical elementals, and demoted angels, demons, pagan deities, or even a distinct type of human. They are often seen as the opposites and the adversaries of creatures of the night and demons, indirectly aligning them with angels. They are led by Oberon, the High King of the Fae and the arch enemy to the vampire god Absalom. Not much is known about their religion, apart that they worship some deities such as Gaia, which is the earth, Mother Nature, and Lu, but more notably Tatiana, who they revere as to the goddess of the stars, while Mab was revered as the goddess of the moon, and Oberon, their king consort, and the Lord Father of all fairies. Although Gaia was the central figure in their religion, the fairies favored Tatiana over her. It is implied that Fae also worship Ceremonios and Morrigan as their deities along with the rest. In fact, elves were often said to be great Fae compared to the lesser Fae like typical fairies. The Fae offspring of Tatiana and Oberon are likened to demigods and are also said to be worshipped in some form or other by the fairies. The Fae were said to have inhabited the spiritual realm before humans ever set foot on Earth, or perhaps even before humans were created as a whole. Their true origins is largely shrouded in mystery, as even a majority of the Fae themselves are unsure of where they come from or who created them. Although one implication points towards the Tuatha De Danann, the Irish pantheon of gods, who created the Fae race from stardust to be their assistants or servants in mending and overseeing the development of nature itself. Among the Fae, Oberon and his two wives, Tatiana and Mab, are said to be greatest among them. It is said that they choose to be disconnected from themselves and disconnect themselves from the divine, as they believe that they could explore their potential more without being limited to the rules of God. As such, they set out to make their own kingdom with themselves, becoming rulers, while all are truly servient to the High King. Many have split in different factions across the world, becoming the many groups of Fae known in the supernatural world and gaining different names and monikers by the indigenous humans that they have encountered and wrote about in their folk tales. Although some of these Fae have different origins, the Fae usually looked at humans with contempt and amusement, as their bodies could easily be broken and their minds easily shattered. This gave birth to the beings told of in traditional lore. The world of the Fae encompasses several distinct types, which are often separated into courts. While most believe that the Fae are ruled by only two courts, that being the Seelie and the Unseelie, there are actually 6 courts with numerous chiefs whom act as the ruling body of the Fae. These chieftains, fairies, would distinguish themselves by wearing a ring of gold called a circlet around their head. The two most well-known courts are the respected but feared Seelie court, who are immoral in regards to mortals, and the most feared and malicious were the Unseelie court, who could often attack and harass mortals without cause or reason. The former consisted of fairies, elves, leprechauns, and lake maidens and other nature spirits, while the latter consisted of redcaps, goblins, hags, hilsi, and other malicious spirits, who were known for attacking and harassing mortals without provocation. Beyond these courts, there were other fairy groups and individuals, although they are generally amoral concerning mortals, ruling with the manner of reminiscent of the ancient gods, invoking both vengeance and fear. While the majority of the Fae were believed to reside in the continent of Europe, there are also Fae in other parts of the world, such as Jengu in West Africa, Peri in Middle East, and Doka Kibi in Korea. Additionally, there were various other Fae tribes, like the Halgia and the Halgias. The Sluga are a horde of restless spirits and fairies of the undead, was a source of caution and fear for both the Seelie and the Unseelie courts. The Seelie court. Seelie means blessed or holy. These fairies tend to be more benevolent and will always repay their favors, but they also avenge insult. They are prone to mischief, and the word silly comes from their name. They are typically kinder and have a brighter disposition. There is the summer court. The summer court is a subordinate to the Seelie court. They gain power at the spring equinox. They represent mature life, and their focus is on sustaining life, making more pragmatic decisions than the spring court. They tend to be more arrogant and are capable of cruelty, but are polite and well mannered. The spring court. The spring court is also a subordinate to the Seelie court. So they share key values with the summer court. Spring court fae are very focused on nature, growth, and life. They are cheery, peppy, and calmer than the summer court. They embody the qualities of spring. The unseelie court. The unseelie court is typically viewed as the opposite of the seelie court. They are more malicious and nearly always unfavorable to humans. These fairies are not always evil, but they tend to prefer harming rather than helping. Unseelie fairies like to travel in a group at night and assault travelers physically, mentally, and emotionally, especially if they are spiritually ignorant. The winter court. The winter court is the subordinate to the unseelie court and gains its power at the autumn equinox. They epitomize the qualities of winter. They tend to be more malevolent, but view life and death both as important forces. They are sensible and calculated, with a darker disposition. They can be quite cruel. The autumn court. The autumn court is also subordinate to the unseelie court. They are associated with death and decay and are as equally malevolent as the winter court. They do a lot of the dirty work and trooping for the winter court. They believe in expressing all emotions. Why are we talking about this book? The world is bigger than what you think it is. There are supernatural forces that are around us. And the more you know, the more you grow, whether you believe or not. Whether you believe or not. Oops. So, with that being said, this will end episode 1. It's a very short, quick things that we'll be going over as far as supernatural is concerned and spiritual beings, as well as those things that you may or may not believe in. My job is to give you the information. Now, what you do with that is on you. Ashe. Ashe. Thank you for stopping by Blended Healing. I know this was kind of weird, but when the divine tells you to give information, you got to follow what they say. Be well, stay safe, and I shall see you very, very soon. Make sure that you share, like, and subscribe. And tell everybody to watch. I got to get my watch house up. You feel me? All right. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Hear some music? Let's go. 2, ready, 10.